Have you ever wondered what happens when a powerful political ideology meets a deeply personal belief system, especially when those two worldviews seem to be at odds? Communist ideology fundamentally opposed religious freedom because it viewed religion as an obstacle to achieving its revolutionary goals and establishing a fully classless, secular society. This opposition was a core tenet, shaping policies in many communist states. At its heart, communist philosophy, particularly Marxism-Leninism, is built on the concept of historical and dialectical materialism. This perspective asserts that material conditions and economic structures are the primary drivers of history and human society, not spiritual forces. From this viewpoint, religion was seen as an instrument used by ruling classes to pacify the oppressed, famously described by Karl Marx as the opiate of the masses. It was believed to distract workers from their exploitation and hinder revolutionary consciousness by promising salvation in an afterlife rather than demanding change in the present world. Therefore, the suppression of religion was not merely an arbitrary act, but a logical extension of communist doctrine. To dismantle the old class structures and build a new socialist order, communist regimes aim to eliminate any rival sources of authority or loyalty that could compete with the state and the party. Organized religion, with its own hierarchies, doctrines, and community networks, was perceived as a significant threat to the state's absolute ideological control and its vision for a unified, secular populace. This meant actively promoting atheism and discouraging, or even outright banning, religious practices and institutions. This deep-seated opposition manifested in various ways across communist states. For example, in the Soviet Union, the League of Militant Atheists actively campaigned against religion, confiscating church property, closing places of worship, and persecuting clergy and believers. In China, religious activities were often funneled into state-sanctioned organizations like the Three Self-Patriotic Movement, which allowed the government to supervise and control religious expression, ensuring it aligned with state policy. These actions were not just about removing religious practice but about re-educating the populace into a materialist, atheist worldview, asserting that scientific progress and state power would replace spiritual guidance. Understanding communist ideology's fundamental rejection of religion helps us grasp the often harsh policies implemented in communist-led nations. It highlights how the drive to create a new kind of human being and a perfectly unified society, free from what were deemed superstitious and reactionary influences, inevitably led to the systematic curtailment of one of humanity's most ancient and personal freedoms, the freedom to believe and practice one's faith.